Nam mô Bổn Sư Thích Ca Mâu Ni Phật. So I've been requested by my mom to help assist the Suko that been wanting to recite the sutras in English but needs help with their pronunciation. So I'm kind of nervous because this is my first time ever doing something like this, but I received the sutra in the mail a while ago and now I finally have time to sit down and read it. So general guideline for a chanting session. And there are there's a table of contents that tells you which section is dedicated to which, the page numbers and everything. But hopefully whenever I edit this video myself, I will include the captions whenever I am reciting each one of them. Okay, well, I hope this is helpful for you. Opening the ceremony. Incense offering. In gratitude, we offer this incense throughout space and time to all Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. May it be fragrant as Earth herself, reflecting careful efforts, our wholehearted mindfulness, and the fruit of understanding slowly ripening. May we and all beings be companions of Buddhas and Bodhisattvas.
May we awaken from forgetfulness and realize our true home.
Touching the earth. Sutra opening verse. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. The Dhamma is deep and lovely. We now have a chance to see it, study it, and practice it. We vow to realize its true meaning. Chanting. The refuge chant. Incense perfumes the atmosphere. A lotus blooms, and the Buddha appears. The world of suffering and discrimination is filled with the light of the rising sun. As the dust of fear and anxiety settles, with an open heart and one-pointed mind, I turn to the three jewels. The fully enlightened one, beautifully seated, peaceful and smiling, a living source of understanding and compassion. To the Buddha, I go for refuge. The path of mindful living, leading to healing, joy, and enlightenment. The way of peace, to the Dhamma, I go for refuge. The loving and supportive community of practice, realizing harmony, awareness, and liberation. To the Sangha, I go for refuge. I am aware that the three gems are within my heart. I vow to realize them, practicing mindful breathing, smiling, and looking deeply into things. I vow to understand living beings and their suffering. I vow to cultivate loving kindness and compassion, and to practice joy and equanimity. I vow to offer joy to one person in the morning, and to help relieve the grief of one person in the afternoon. I vow to live simply and sanely with few possessions, and to keep my body healthy. I vow to let go of all worries and anxiety in order to be light and free. I am aware that I owe so much to my parents, teachers, friends, and all beings. I vow to be worthy of their trust, to practice wholeheartedly so that understanding and compassion will flower, helping living beings to be free from their suffering. May the Buddha, the Dhamma, and the Sangha support my efforts. The four recollections. The Blessed One is worthy and fully self-awakened. I bow before the Buddha. The teaching is well expounded by the Blessed One. I pay homage to the Dhamma. The community of the Blessed One's disciples have practiced well. I pay respect to the Sangha. The noble teacher in whom I take refuge is the one who embodies and reveals the ultimate reality, is the one who is worthy of all respect and offering, is the one who is endowed with perfected wisdom, is the one who is endowed with right understanding and compassionate action, is the one who happily crossed to the shore of freedom, is the one who looked deeply to know the world well, is the highest charioteer, training humankind, teaching gods and humans, the awakened one, the world-honored one. The teaching given by my noble teacher is the path I undertake. The teaching well proclaimed is the teaching that can be realized right here and right now, is the teaching that is immediately useful and effective, is the teaching inviting all to come and see directly, is the teaching that is leading to the good, the true, the beautiful, extinguishing the fire of afflictions. It is a teaching for all sensible people to realize for themselves. Practicing the teachings, the noble community in which I take refuge is the community that goes in the direction of goodness, in the direction of truth, in the direction of beauty, in the direction of righteousness. It is the community that is composed of 4 pairs and 8 kinds of holy people. Is the community that is worthy of offerings, worthy of great respect, worthy of admiration, worthy of salutation. Is the community standing upon the highest fields of merit in all of the world. The mindfulness trainings, the wholesome way of living taught by my noble teacher, is the wonderful practice that remains unbroken, that remains harmonious, that remains flawless, that remains refined, is the wonderful practice that has the capacity to prevent wrongdoing and to prevent danger, is the wonderful practice that has the capacity to protect self and others and to reveal beauty, is the wonderful practice that is leading to concentration, leading to peacefulness, leading to insight, leading to non-fear, is the wonderful practice that shows the way to total emancipation and long-lasting happiness. Verses of praise, praising the 3 jewels. The Buddha jewel shines infinitely. He has realized enlightenment for countless lifetimes. The beauty and stability of a Buddha sitting can be seen in mountains and rivers.
How splendid is the vulture peak.
How beautiful the light that shines forth from Buddha's 3rd eye, illuminating the 6 dark paths. The Naga Pushpa assembly will be our next appointment for the continuation of the true teachings and practices. We take refuge in the Buddha ever present. The Dhamma jewel is infinitely lovely. Precious words spoken by the Buddha himself, like fragrant flowers floating down from the heavens. The wonderful Dhamma is plain to see. Recorded luminously in the 3 baskets, handed down from generation to generation in the 10 directions, so that we can see our own way today. We vow to study it with all our heart. We take refuge in the Dhamma ever present. The Sangha jewel is infinitely precious, a field of merit in which good seeds can be sown. The 3 robes and the bowl are symbols of freedom. Mindfulness trainings, concentration, and insight support each other. The Sangha dwells in mindfulness day and night, providing the foundation for us to realize the fruit of meditation. With one heart, we come home to the Sangha. We take refuge in the Sangha ever present. Verses of praise, praising the Buddha. The Buddha is like the fresh full moon that soars across the immense sky. When the river of mind is truly calm, the moon is reflected perfectly upon the surface of the deep waters. The continuance of the world-honored one, like the full moon or like the orb of the sun, shines with the light of clarity, a halo of wisdom spreading in every direction, enveloping all with love, compassion, joy, and equanimity. The inexhaustible virtues of the world-honored one cannot be adequately praised. We in the Dukvian Pagoda Practice Center on this day gather as a fourfold Sangha. Come to the altar, meditate and chant, praise the virtuous actions of the Buddha, and offer this prayer. May the path of the Buddha grow brighter. May the Dhamma become clearer. May wind and rain become favorable. May this country be at peace in the cities and rural areas. May all follow the way of right practice. May nature be safe. May people and society be free and equal. May the refreshing breeze of compassion enter into this world of heat, allowing the sun of wisdom to shine clearly in the cloudy sky so that the path of liberation is appreciated everywhere, and the Dhamma rain falls, benefiting all species. May the Sangha that is present here practice diligently, showing concern and love for each other as they would for their own family, transforming their consciousness. We aspire to follow the example of the Bodhisattvas, Samandabhadra, and Avalokitesvara, and all other Bodhisattvas, Mahasattvas, and the great perfection of wisdom. Turning to the Tathagata. I touch the earth deeply, turning to the Tathagata, the lighthouse that shines over the ocean of dust and suffering. Lord of compassion, embrace us with your love, for today we are determined to return to our true home. We, your spiritual children, still owe so much gratitude to our parents, teachers, friends, and all other beings. Looking over the three realms and across the four quarters, we see all species drowning in an ocean of misfortune. It wakes us with a start. Although we have turned in the right direction, the shore of awakening still lies very far away. Fortunately, we see the hands of the compassionate one bringing relief to every corner of the world. With one pointed mind, we return taking refuge. We aspire to be the spiritual children of the Tathagata. We unify our body and mind before the Buddha's throne, releasing all attachment and negativity. With great respect, we now aspire to receive the wonderful teachings. We shall always practice diligently and carefully, our mindfulness trainings and concentration nourished to maturity, for the fruit of understanding to be ripened in the future. We ask the Bodhisattvas to protect us day and night. May the Buddha, Dhamma, and Sangha show us their compassion. We know that the fruits of our past actions are still heavy, that the merit from our virtues is still frail, that we are often full of wrong perceptions, that our capacity to understand is poor, that the impurities of our mind still arise very easily, that our practices of listening and contemplation are not firm. In this moment, we entrust ourselves to the lotus throne, and, with our 5 limbs laid gently on the earth, we now pray. Infinite loving kindness, please expand and envelope us so that we too may open our hearts. We, your spiritual children for countless past lives, have chased after worldly things, unable to recognize the clear, pure basis of our true mind.
Our actions of body, speech, and mind have been unwholesome.
We have drowned in ignorant cravings, jealousy, hatred, and anger. But now the sound of the great bell has caused us to awaken with a heart that is determined to renew our body and our mind. Please help us completely remove the red dust of all wrongdoings, mistakes, and faults. We, your spiritual children in this moment, make the vow to leave all our habit energies behind and for the whole of our life to go for refuge to the Sangha. Awakened one, please place your hand over us in protection so that loving kindness and compassion will guide and assist us. We promise that when we practice meditation, when we take part in Dhamma discussion, when we stand, walk, lie, or sit, when we cook, wash, work, or play, when we recite the names of the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, when we offer incense, or when we touch the earth, every step will bring peace and joy to the world. Every smile will be resplendent with freedom. We will live mindfully in each and every moment to demonstrate the way of liberation from suffering. We vow to touch the Pure Land with every step. We promise in every contact to be in touch with the ultimate dimension, taking steps on the soil of reality, breathing air of true emptiness, lighting up wisdom to make resplendent the wonderful true mind, drawing aside the dark curtain of ignorance.
With our body and mind,
Peaceful and happy, free and at leisure until the moment when we leave this life. Our heart with no regrets, our body without pain, our thoughts unclouded by ignorance, our mindfulness clear and bright, and our six senses calm as when entering meditative concentration. If necessary to be reborn, we will always do so as the spiritual children of the Tathagata. We will continue in the work of helping other beings, bringing them all over to the shore of awakening, realizing the 3 bodies and the 4 wisdoms, using the 5 eyes and the 6 miracles, manifesting thousands of appropriate forms, being present at one time in all 3 worlds, coming in and going out in freedom and with ease. We will not abandon anyone, helping all beings to transform, bringing all to the shore of no regression. Space is without limit. There is infinite living beings, and the same is true with afflictions and results of past actions. We pray that our aspirations will also become infinite. We bow to the awakened one as we make this vow. We will maintain virtue, sharing the merit with countless others in order to fully repay the gratitude that we owe and to teach the practice everywhere within the 3 realms. May we, alongside all species of living beings, fully realize the great awakened understanding. Discourse on love. He or she who wants to attain peace should practice being upright, humble, and capable of using loving speech. He or she will know how to love simply and happily, with senses calm, without being covetous, and carried away by the emotions of the majority. Let him or her not do anything that will be disapproved of by the wise ones. And this is what he or she contemplates. May everyone be happy and safe, and may their hearts be filled with joy. May all beings live in security and in peace. Beings who are frail or strong, tall or short, big or small, visible or not visible, near or far away, already born or yet to be born. May all of them dwell in perfect tranquility. Let no one do harm to anyone. Let no one put the life of anyone in danger. Let no one, out of anger or ill will, wish anyone any harm. Just as a mother loves and protects her only child at the risk of her own life, we should cultivate boundless love to offer to all living beings in the entire cosmos. We should let our boundless love pervade the whole universe, above, below, and across. Our love will know no obstacles. Our heart will be absolutely free from hatred and enmity. Whether standing or walking, sitting or lying, as long as we are awake, we should maintain this mindfulness of love in our own heart. This is the noblest way of living. Free from wrong views, greed, and sensual desires, living in beauty and realizing perfect understanding, those who practice boundless love will certainly transcend birth and death. Discourse on happiness. I heard these words of the Buddha one time when the Lord was living in the vicinity of Savatthi at the Anathapindika monastery in the Jeta Grove. Late at night, a deva appeared whose light and beauty made the whole Jeta Grove shine radiantly. After paying respects to the Buddha, Deva asked him a question in the form of a verse. Many gods and men are eager to know what the greatest blessings which bring about a peaceful and happy life. Please, Tathagata, will you teach us? This is the Buddha's answer. Not to be associated with the foolish ones, to live in the company of wise people, honoring those who are worth honoring. This is the greatest happiness. To live in a good environment, to have planted good seeds, and to realize that you are on the right path. This is the greatest happiness. To have a chance to learn and grow, to be skillful in your profession or craft, practicing the precepts and loving speech. This is the greatest happiness. To be able to serve and support your parents, to cherish your own family, to have a vocation that brings you joy. This is the greatest happiness. To live honestly, generous in giving, to offer support to relatives and friends, living a life of blameless conduct. This is the greatest happiness. To avoid unwholesome actions, not caught by alcoholism or drugs, and to be diligent in doing good things. This is the greatest happiness. To be humble and polite in manner, to be grateful and content with a simple life, not missing the occasion to learn the Dhamma. This is the greatest happiness. To persevere and be open to change, to have regular contact with monks and nuns, and to fully participate in Dhamma discussions. This is the greatest happiness. To live diligently and attentively, to perceive the noble truths, and to realize nirvana. This is the greatest happiness. To live in the world with your heart undisturbed by the world, with all sorrows ended, dwelling in peace. This is the greatest happiness. For he or she who accomplishes this, unvanquished wherever she goes, always he is safe and happy. Happiness lives within oneself. Nourishing happiness. Sitting here in this moment, protected by the Sangha, my happiness is clear and alive. What a great fortune to have been born a human, to encounter the Dhamma, to be in harmony with others, and to water the mind of love in this beautiful garden of practice. The energies of the Sangha and mindfulness trainings are protecting and helping me not make mistakes or to be swept along in darkness by unwholesome seeds. With kind spiritual friends, I am on the path of goodness, illuminated by the light of Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. Although seeds of suffering are still in me in the form of afflictions and habit energies, mindfulness is also there, helping me touch what is most wonderful within and around me. I can still enjoy mindfulness of the six senses. My eyes look peacefully upon the clear blue sky. My ears listen with wonder to the songs of birds. My nose smells the rich scent of sandalwood. My tongue tastes the nectar of the Dhamma. My posture is upright, stable, and relaxed, and my mind is one with my body. If there were not a world-honored one, if there were not the wonderful Dhamma, if there were not a harmonious Sangha, I would not be so fortunate to enjoy this Dhamma happiness today. My resources for practice are my own peace and joy. I vow to cultivate and nourish them with daily mindfulness. For my ancestors, family, future generations, and the whole of humanity, I vow to practice well. In my society, I know that there are countless people suffering, drowned in sensual pleasure, jealousy, and hatred. I am determined to take care of my own mental formations, to learn the art of deep listening and using loving speech in order to encourage communication and understanding, and to be able to accept and love. Practicing the actions of a bodhisattva, I vow to look with eyes of love and a heart of understanding. I vow to listen with a clear mind and ears of compassion, bringing peace and joy into the lives of others, to lighten and alleviate the suffering of living beings. I am aware that ignorance and wrong perceptions can turn this world into a fiery hell. I vow to walk always upon the path of transformation, producing understanding and loving kindness. I will be able to cultivate a garden of awakening. Although there are birth, sickness, old age, and death, now that I have a path of practice, I have nothing more to fear. It is a great happiness to be alive in the Sangha with the practice of mindfulness trainings and concentration, to live every moment in stability and freedom, to take part in the work of relieving others' suffering, the career of Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. In every precious moment, I am filled with deep gratitude. I bow before the world-honored one. Please bear witness to my wholehearted gratitude, embracing all beings with arms of great compassion. Invoking the Bodhisattva's names. We invoke your name, Avalokiteshvara. We aspire to learn your way of listening in order to help relieve the suffering in the world. You know how to listen in order to understand. We invoke your name in order to practice listening with all our attention and open-heartedness. We will sit and listen without any prejudice. We will sit and listen without judging or reacting. We will sit and listen in order to understand. We will sit and listen so attentively that we will be able to hear what the other person is saying and also what is being left unsaid. We know that just by listening deeply, we already alleviate a great deal of pain and suffering in the other person. We invoke your name, Manjushri. We aspire to learn your way, which is to be still and to look deeply into the heart of things and into the hearts of people. We will look with all our attention and open-heartedness. We will look with unprejudiced eyes. We will look without judging or reacting. We will look deeply so that we will be able to see and understand the roots of suffering through the impermanent and selfless nature of all that is. We will practice your way of using the sword of understanding to cut through the bounds of suffering, thus freeing ourselves and other species. We invoke your name, Samandabhadra. We aspire to practice your vow to act with the eyes and heart of compassion, to bring joy to one person in the morning and to ease the pain of one person in the afternoon. We know that the happiness of others is our own happiness, and we aspire to practice joy on the pact of service. We know that every word, every look, every action, and every smile can bring happiness to others. We know that if we practice wholeheartedly, we ourselves may become an inexhaustible source of peace and joy for our loved ones and for all species. We invoke your name, Kshitigarbha. We aspire to learn your way of being present where there is darkness, suffering, oppression, and despair, so we can bring light, hope, relief, and liberation to those places. We are determined not to forget about or abandon those in desperate situations. We will do our best to establish contact with those who cannot find a way out of their suffering, those whose cries for help, justice, equality, and human rights are not being heard. We know that hell can be found in many places on earth. We will do our best not to contribute to creating more hells on earth, and to help transform the hells that already exist. We will practice in order to realize the qualities of perseverance and stability, so that, like the earth, we can always be supportive and faithful to those in need. Beginning anew. With great respect, we turn towards the conqueror of afflictions, offering heartfelt words of repentance. We have lived in forgetfulness for a long time, as we have not had the opportunity to encounter the Dhamma. Our habit energies have led us into suffering. We have made many mistakes out of unskillfulness. We have been blinded by our own wrong perceptions for a very long time. Our heart's garden is sown with attachment, hatred, and pride. In us are seeds of killing, stealing, sexual misconduct, and lies. Our everyday deeds and words do damage. All these wrong actions are obstacles to our peace and joy. Let us begin anew. We see that we have been thoughtless, straying from the path of mindfulness. We have stored up afflictions and ignorance, which have brought upon so much aversion and sorrow. There are times we have been weary of life because we are so full of anxiety, because we do not understand others. We are angry and resentful. First, we try to reason with each other, then we blame. Every day the suffering increases, making the rift greater. There are days when we are unwilling to speak to each other, unwilling to look each other in the face, and we create internal formations which last for a long time. Now we turn to the three jewels. Sincerely recognizing our errors, we bow our heads. We know so well that in our consciousness are buried all the wholesome seeds, seeds of love and understanding, and seeds of peace and joy. But because we do not know how to water them, the wholesome seeds do not sprout fresh and green. We continue to allow sorrow to overwhelm us until there is no light in our lives. When we chase after a distant happiness, life becomes but a shadow of the reality. Our mind is occupied by the past, or worrying about this or that in the future. We cannot let go of our anger, and we consider of no value the precious gifts of life which are already in our hands, thereby trampling on real happiness. As month follows month, we are sunk in sorrow. So now, in this precious presence of the Buddha, fragrant with sandalwood incense, we recognize our errors and begin anew. With all our heart, we go for refuge, turning to the Buddhas in the 10 directions and all the Bodhisattvas, noble disciples, and self-achieved Buddhas. Very sincerely, we recognize our errors and the mistakes of our wrong judgments. Please bring the balm of clear water to pour on the roots of our afflictions. Please bring the raft of the true teachings to carry us over the ocean of sorrows. We vow to live an awakened life, to practice smiling and conscious breathing, and to study the teachings authentically transmitted. Diligently, we shall live in mindfulness.
We come back to live in the wonderful present, to plant our heart's garden with good seeds, and to make strong foundations of understanding and love.
We vow to train ourselves in mindfulness and concentration, practicing to look and understand deeply to be able to see the nature of all that is, and so to be free of the bounds of birth and death. We learn to speak lovingly, to be affectionate, to care for others whether it is early morn or late afternoon, to bring the roots of joy to many places, helping people to abandon sorrow, to respond with deep gratitude to the kindness of parents, teachers, and friends. With deep faith, we light up the incense of our heart. We ask the Lord of Compassion to be our protector on the wonderful path of practice. We vow to practice diligently, cultivating the fruits of this path. Protecting and transforming. We, your disciples, who from beginningless time have made ourselves unhappy out of confusion and ignorance, being born and dying with no direction, have now found confidence in the highest awakening. However, much we have drifted on the ocean of suffering. Today, we see clearly that there is a beautiful path. We turn toward the light of loving kindness to direct us. We bow deeply to the awakened one and to our spiritual ancestors who light up the path before us, guiding every step. The wrongdoings and sufferings that imprison us are brought upon by craving, hatred, ignorance, and pride. Today, we begin anew to purify and free our hearts. With awakened wisdom, bright as the sun in the full moon,
And immeasurable compassion to help humankind.
we resolve to live beautifully. With all of our heart, we go for refuge to the three precious jewels. With the boat of loving kindness, we cross over the ocean of suffering. With the light of wisdom, we leave behind the forest of confusion. With determination, we learn, reflect, and practice. Right view is the ground of our actions, in body, speech, and mind. Right mindfulness embraces us, walking, standing, lying down and sitting, speaking, smiling, coming in and going out. Wherever anger or anxiety enter our heart, we are determined to breathe mindfully and come back to ourselves. With every step, we will walk within the Pure Land. With every look, the Dhammakaya is revealed. We are careful and attentive as sense organs touch sense objects, so all habit energies can be observed and easily transformed. May our heart's garden of awakening bloom with hundreds of flowers. May we bring the feelings of peace and joy into every household. May we plant wholesome seeds on the 10,000 paths. May we never have the need to leave the Sangha body. May we never attempt to escape the suffering of the world, always being present wherever beings need our help. May mountains and rivers be our witness in this moment as we bow our heads and request the Lord of Compassion to embrace us all. Joyfully sharing the merits. Blessed ones who dwell in the world, grant to us compassion. In this and countless lives before, from beginningless time, our mistakes have caused much suffering to ourselves and others. We have done wrong, encouraged others to do wrong, and given our consent to acts of killing, stealing, deceiving, sexual misconduct, and other harmful actions among the 10 unwholesome deeds. Whether our faults are known to others or whether they are hidden, they have brought us to the realms of hell, hungry ghosts, and animals, causing us to be born in places filled with pain and suffering. We have not yet had the chance to realize our full potential. Today, we are determined, with one pointed concentration, to repent the obstacles of our past unwholesome actions. Blessed ones, be our witness and look upon us with compassion. We surrender before you and make this aspiration. If at all within this very life and countless lives before, we have given, even if only a handful of food or simple garment, if we have ever spoken kindly, even if only a few words, if we have ever looked with eyes of compassion, even if only for a moment, if we have ever comforted or consoled, even if only once or twice, if we have ever listened carefully to wonderful teachings, even if only to one talk, if we have ever offered a meal to monks and nuns, even if only once, if we have ever saved a life, even if only that of an ant or worm, if we have ever recited a sutra, even if only 1 or 2 lines, if we have ever been a monk or a nun, even if only for 1 life, if we have ever supported others on the path of practice, even if only 2 or 3 people, if we have ever observed the mindfulness trainings, even if imperfectly, all this merit has slowly formed wholesome seeds within us. Today, we gather them together like a fragrant flower garland, and, with great respect, we offer it to all awakened ones, a contribution to the fruit of the highest path. Opening our hearts wide to the perfect highest awakening, we are resolved to attain great understanding. We will realize compassion and embody deep love. We will practice diligently, transforming our suffering and the suffering of all other species. Please transfer the merits of body, speech, and mind to the happiness of people and all other beings. Apart from the bodhicitta, and apart from the thirst of great understanding in the embodiment of love, there is no other desire in us. All Buddhas in the 3 times in the 10 directions have offered their merit as we are doing today. Repenting all our faults, we joyfully contribute to the immeasurable ocean of merit and the towering peaks of the highest understanding. The Buddhas and the ancestral teachers are the light which shows us the way. In this solemn moment, with all my life force, I come back to myself and bow deeply with respect. The 3 refuges. I take refuge in the Buddha, the one who shows me the way in this life. I take refuge in the Dhamma, the way of understanding and of love. I take refuge in the Sangha, the community that lives in harmony and awareness. Dwelling in the refuge of Buddha, I clearly see the path of life and beauty in the world. Dwelling in the refuge of Dhamma, I learn to open many doors on the path of transformation. Dwelling in the refuge of Sangha, shining light that supports me,
keeping my practice free of obstruction.
Taking refuge in the Buddha in myself, I aspire to help all people recognize their own awakened nature, realizing the mind of love. Taking refuge in the Dhamma in myself, I aspire to help all people fully master the ways of practice and walk together on the path of liberation. Taking refuge in the Sangha in myself, I aspire to help all people bring fourfold communities to embrace all beings and support their transformation. Sharing the merit. Reciting the sutras, practicing the way of awareness, gives rise to benefits without limit.
We vow to share the fruits with all beings.
We vow to offer tribute to parents, teachers, and friends,
and numerous beings who give guidance and support along the path.
That's it. All right. I really hope that this video will be helpful in understanding the Dhamma in English, whether that is with pronunciation or this is your first time being introduced to any Buddhist teaching. I hope that this video will be helpful to you. Thank you. Nam mô Bổn Sư Thích Ca Mâu Ni Phật. Nam mô Bổn Sư Thích Ca Mâu Ni Phật. Nam mô Bổn Sư Thích Ca Mâu Ni Phật. Okay, good night.